This is week 4 on reflection. Hello, my name is William French. Learning theory. People need to be trained, but they need to be trained correctly. First thing is, you got to make sure that person that you're going to train is to make sure they're able to learn. Next, to make sure the teacher who's teaching them this information, make sure that they are trained correctly so they can teach. Next thing is management by objective. There's tasks that can be done that can be measured by a physical outcome. For example, 10 pencils. If you have 10 pencils, you tell someone the objective is to make 10 pencils. Well, they just have to make 10 pencils. Next time, give them a different example to do. Maybe they have to create jars, and you tell them you want 50 jars by the end of the day. Well, there will be an outcome at the end is that they have 50 jars by the end of the day. Behavior modeling and progressive discipline. Let's focus first on behavior modeling. It's like a little bit of role play. It's like how to handle a situation. For example, if you answer a phone and the person's yelling at you, how do you handle that? There's ways to handle it. You don't have to be yelling at someone. You can just simply listen and try to understand why they're upset. This is behavior modeling. If you do not show the correct behavior when your employees answer the phone, they're going to have the same type of attitude that you have. And if you are angry on the phone or you are or maybe you're being sarcastic behind the scenes, well, your person you're training will have that type of behavior modeling. And that's not good modeling, especially if your company is being accredited. Progressive discipline. It's 4 things. One is a verbal warning. When you go tell someone like, "Hey, you need to stop what you're doing." 2, a written warning when you type something up and you hand it to them or lay it on their desk. 3, they have suspension. You let them know that we've warned you 2 times and now you have a suspension from leave. Some people get paid, some people don't get paid, but you want to make your point. The last thing is they're terminated, which means they're no longer working for the company. Rater problem and employee assistance. Let's focus on rater problem. A person who's grading them on an objective and not trying to figure out what as a whole are they good at. For example, let's say you had your best friend Johnny and you're like, "Okay, Johnny, you're doing good." Well, you're picking favorites. You're saying Johnny's the best, but that's not true. You picking favorites. You need to do when you do a rater problem, make sure you rate them on something that you told them about that you're going to do. If you grade on we're only looking at aspects of time management, then that is what should be graded. Not because they are good friends and they're nice to employees and you feel like they should get a grade. No, it's about what you agreed on, about their time management. Employees assistance. In the 1950s, some people had drinking problems, and if there was 3 to 4 people, the boss would point them out and have them go to see someone to help them so they didn't have to lose their job. I think that's awesome. If more companies have that, so many people wouldn't be on the streets. There's a possibility. So, some companies have employee assistants to help people not lose their job and their money. They just have to go see this person and they'll help them get better. 5 problems. Well, managers make these problems leniency or harshness. Sometimes they're too easy, or they're too harsh. Means they say you did 100, but you should did 101 copies. Is it really necessary? Central tendency, grade everything in the middle. Means like everyone's getting a 50. Oh, that's a 50. Oh, that's a 50. Oh, you type, you're at a 50%. Oh, You're being communication, 50%. You're being nice to people, 50%. Oop, you're not typing fast, but you know what? 50%. 3, recent events. Let's say an employee came in late. You focused on time. His whole paper was about time. Well, that's not fair. This employee is really good at math and numbers and figuring out problems quickly. And he might have to do that on today's. But guess what? You focused on time. You focused on what the company expected him for him timely to complete things. That's all you focused on. That's not good. Some events can affect how people look at you. Make sure that when you're doing your watching them, observing them, that you're not focused on just recent events. Focus as a whole what they've done. Number 4, contrast effects. You compare employees. You say Susie does a good job at printing things, but Luke is better at writing things out. We shouldn't do that. You should try to keep all your employees as equal and look at them at their strengths and their weaknesses. Number one thing the mistake is personal bias. You look at things through people's race, religion, ethnicity, and that is not good for a company. You should look at people for who they are and respect their boundaries. Thank you. Thank you so much for today. And all my images are from Google Slides. Thank you.